Welcome to the Queen Stable Podcast. I'm your host, Marissa J, and today we are going to be talking about two stories that have been in the news, one more so than the other. We're talking about Travis King first, and then we're going to hop on over to Carlee Russell. Now, everybody knows who Carlee Russell is. Everybody's starting to call her Carlee Smollett. As in Jesse Smollett, Juicy Smouye. Yeah. Here's the thing. We're going to talk about that. But before I even get started, I just wanted to say, Carlee, we was rooting for you in my Tyra Banks yelling voice. We were rooting for you. Let's get started. So Travis King was or is, I don't know where the boy is right now. Don't nobody really know. And we're not like a super current events type podcast. Sorry if you're new here. I don't really be doing current events like that. What I love to say is do your Googles, okay? Make sure you do your own Googles. But with that being said, Travis King, 23 years old, right? He was in the military, second private class, and he was in South Korea, and he got into some trouble. He's gotten into some trouble. Couple of things. One, last October, he was fined for damaging a police car in South Korea. Last October. And then these dates aren't going to really make a whole lot of sense right now, but just keep that in mind. Last October, damaging police cars. Obviously, he's got a history of doing some shit. I'm not a big military person. I don't know nothing about anything in the military, but I do know that when you're in the military, he's been in the military for 2 years, and he is a second private class. I don't know much about the military, but I'm fairly positive that after 2 years, you're supposed to be a little bit more than a second private class. So that should let you know right now, right then and there, this man has some issues. Okay? Last month, about a month and a half or so ago, he got into an altercation with some folks. It seems as though it might have been at a bar. I'm not 100% sure, but baby, do your Googles, okay? He was locked up in South Korea for 47 days. 47 days, okay? Now, again, this is South Korea, not North Korea, right? So, after he got out, the military was like, okay, we are going to have to send you the fuck back home, all right? You got to go back home. You need to answer for all of this because you've been absolutely wilding the fuck out, right? So, they were going to put him on a plane. He was supposed to go to, he was supposed to be transferred to Fort Bliss, Texas, here in America, obviously. But he didn't get on the plane. He got to the airport, and then he just left. Apparently, he was dressed in plain clothes, like regular plain clothes. He went to joined a tour group that was, I guess, nearby. Listen, I don't know how close the airport is to the DMZ, which is the demilitarized zone. That's like the line between North Korea and South Korea. It's like, it's not just a skinny line. Like, you gotta walk a minute in order to cross over completely, okay? So the tour group was going to look at this line, I guess. They were over at the demilitarized zone, and a couple of tourists, there's 43 of them, a couple of tourists saw this man, Travis King, and he started, this is not funny, do not laugh, this is not funny. Okay. He started laughing, cackling maniacally, and then took off running through the demilitarized zone and off to North Korea. He was supposed to be dismissed by the military. He was in prison on assault charges, done fucked up a police car. I just have a question. If you being dismissed by the military for doing all of this shit, why did the military send his ass to the airport by himself? Why? Why? Why didn't he have an escort? That's the thing that just really gets me about this story. Where was the escort? Where was the person that said, hey, you know, you've been doing a whole lot of crazy shit, a whole lot of fuck shit, and we just need to make sure that you get back to America safely. You know, he could have done anything. He could have ran up in the airport doing something crazy. He could have done something crazy on the plane. Why wasn't anybody watching him? Why come nobody was watching him? Y'all knew he was crazy. He was a second private class. So he's had some issues. Okay. Why wasn't nobody watching him? That's question number 2. Or that's question number 1. Second, is this AWOL? Did he go AWOL? Because he was being dismissed by the military. I don't know if it's like an official ceremony where you got to stand up in front of a bunch of people and then they yell at you and then they take your medals if you got any, and they take your uniform. I don't know how they do that. I don't know how it's done. I would imagine that seeing as how he was at the airport in plain clothes, you know, whenever you see a soldier out and about, they dressed up in their gear. Did he take it off? So is this AWOL? Did he go AWOL? Is he going to get charged for that? Girl, we don't know. We have no idea. But he took off to North Korea. Now, what's really getting me is that everybody, well, let me, before we even talk about that, before we even get into what the news is talking about, his mother, which I hate that the mother is being brought into this, because, I mean, this is his thing, you know. She really, I'm not saying that she shouldn't have said anything. I'm saying that people don't need to be putting her name out there, and I'm not finna be one of them. But she lives in Wisconsin. He was being transferred to Dallas, Texas, Fort Bliss. So when she comes out and says he did this because he was upset about the passing of his little brother, and this was so very sad. He had a 7-year-old brother that passed away. It was some serious medical complications, and he passed away in February. Why does that matter? Do you remember about 4 minutes ago, whenever I said that the boy had gone and fucked up a police car in South Korea? Do you remember what month that was? That was in October of last year. Condolences to the family, and what it was it they say, thoughts and prayers. But that boy passed away in February. Back in February. Don't you think that if you were really upset, I mean, just so upset you could not handle yourself, over something like this, and you stuck in South Korea, and you were upset because you couldn't be there for your brother when he passed away, don't you think that you would have been the first one bright and early on that fucking plane back to America? Yeah, he was going to Texas, and the mama is in Wisconsin. But a plane ride from South Korea to Texas, that's a lot longer than the little bitty hop, skip, and a jump away that he'd have to go from Texas to Wisconsin. So that doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I'm sure that the mother is distraught. Okay, which is why which is why news outlets don't need to be taking her words as scripture. Okay, she's upset. She ain't got no babies. Well, she don't have no sons right now. That's her last living son. So really and truly, just let the woman grieve. Okay, because I'm sure that a lot of things are being said on that end. Let that woman grieve. Okay, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you this right here, right now. I feel sorry for that lady. I feel sorry for the family. But what this man did didn't have nothing to do with that child passing away. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. It didn't have shit to do with that man or with that boy passing away. So, willfully and without authorization, he hopped over to North Korea. Now, let's talk about the media. The media has been going on talking about this white man that was detained in North Korea. What was it? 2020, 2022? I don't know. Girl, what did I say? What did I say? Do your Googles, okay? This white dude that was detained in North Korea, he was detained for 18 months, I believe. And when they sent him back, he was real sick. Then he fell into a coma, and then the boy passed away. That man passed away. He died. And they said that North Korea poisoned him, sent him back poisoned. And now they keep bringing that story up every time they talk about Travis King. And I'm like, what the fuck does this story have to do? I mean, sorry to this man, but what the fuck does this story have anything to do with Travis King? Travis defected to North Korea. Do you have any idea what they do with people that defect to North Korea? They put them in propaganda films. They say, hey, looky over here, black people. We out here in North Korea and they treat us so good. Travis King will never see the poverty that is over there. They won't allow that shit. They want him to think that it's all nice and rainbows and cotton candy over there. So that way he could be in their propaganda films and have genuine smiles on his face. That man ain't finna. They're going to treat this man like a king. Now, here's the thing. If that doesn't happen, don't hold me to it. Don't hold me to it, baby. I'm not a psychic. I mean, I play with tarot cards, but I did not do no reading for this, and nor will I ever want to do a reading for this. Girl, I hope that he's okay. I hope they don't do nothing bad to him, but I really don't think they're finna do nothing bad to him. I just don't. I would like to know. This is my third question. I would like to know, do they have mental health experts over there in North Korea? Because that doesn't even this makes zero sense. None of this makes any fucking sense to me. None of it. Obviously, he has some problems. Okay, what? Fine, fuck it, whatever. But to me, it kind of seems like they putting this story out there like, oh man, he was crazy. He done ran over there. We don't know what the fuck is gonna happen. And then folks talking about like politicians are coming out talking about, yeah, we got to get him back. Huh? What? Listen, I'm not saying that we don't need to get him back, but it's like, one, we have way bigger fish to fry. Two, he went there willingly, okay? Willingly. And three, if we have to negotiate with North Korea for this man, we're going to have to give them something. I don't really see us doing that. And not to mention, I thought we wasn't supposed to negotiate with terrorists. If we see, everybody always talks about how North Korea is so super bad. All right, if they so super bad and they're terrorists and they're you know, fine, fuck it, hostage situations. We're not supposed to be negotiating. We negotiated for that girl, Brittany Reiner, whatever. Griner. Brittany Griner, that's what it is. And I don't want to hear nobody's fucking mouth. I'm not for no fucking Brittany Griner. I'm not for her. I thought that it was, you know, I thought it was one thing. And then here she coming out talking all this fucking crazy ass nonsense. Talking about, you know what, we're not even going to get into it. She was detained over some bullshit, but actually, I mean, they be locking up gay people over in Russia, so I don't know why she thought that she was gonna be able to get away with the vape over there. I don't know. It's beyond me. It's beyond me. But yeah, I've got so many questions. It sounds to me like the U.S. sent his ass over there to be a spy. That's exactly what the fuck it sounds like to me. That's what it sounds. They said, hey, you over here, you fucking up, you keep fucking up. The only way that you're going to be able to make this right is if you run over to North Korea, act like you're defecting over there, and then when we negotiate to get your ass back, you go and tell us everything that you saw. North Korea has been sending off these fucking test missiles, reaching all the way to the waters of Japan. Okay, they've been flexing their muscles these last couple of months, and it's like this story is like it almost seems pretty fucking clear that this man is just a spy. I thought that America was supposed to be good with spies, because you haven't heard about an American spy in a very long time. So. And when we do hear about American spies, it's always after the fact. It's when they're either dead or have, you know, retired from the CIA or what the fuck ever. Right? So I thought we were supposed to be good at this shit. Apparently we're not. It looks like a spy situation. It screams spy situation. I'm sorry, but it does. Damn, I've been talking about this motherfucker for 20 minutes. All right, we're moving on.